be alive.
We're live.
You're live. Did you guys know that? That's what it comes up on our screen. You're live.
Yeah.
I think it should
We're going live. And then we're live.
And then we're live. It should say you're alive.
You're alive. You're alive. And now, and I didn't realize I was holding my hair back with my sunglasses.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're good there. So that's no problem. Good morning, everybody. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
May 12th, 2024. Episode number 189. Holy cats in a hat, I'll tell you. Can you believe they've put up with us all this time?
No.
I can't either. And I'm very proud of you all for coming back all the time and putting up with the hoopla that we do,
the sarcasticness that we So my daughter, speaking of sarcastic, she said, I talked to her on Thursday and she goes, by the way, happy Mother's Day in case I forget on Sunday. All right. That's fair. Fair point. Well made, child of mine.
Yeah, that's actually.
I get it. Happy Mother's Day.
Well, when every time I go into surgery or anything, I always say thank you to everybody before they put me out, because I'm like, I will not even remember what room I was in, much less your names.
Right.
Now, if you want to write them down, I'll make sure I put them in the survey. If you're going for that sort of thing.
Rolodex.
So that I can, when they send, did you have a good time? Yeah, right. It's great. I don't remember a thing. I must have. So, because
must have. I'm at home again.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is,
must have been all right. I'm back at home.
What happens in the OR stays in the OR.
Oh, right.
It's like Vegas. I think that's where they sort of got their whole rhythm with that. So, anyway, hey, yeah, Carly's back from Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get a hold of her and find out in her text last night, it was something like, finally home. And I'm thinking, all right, was Vegas that? They stayed at Paris too. Cool.
They stayed at Paris?
Yeah, Paris.
Yeah, that's right on the strip.
Yeah, right on the strip. So
yeah.
It's a lot.
I mean, I've been there a million times. So
but it's a lot more walking than what you realize. When they say it's a block. Each block is like
one block is a half a mile.
Easy.
Yeah. So if somebody says it's only 3 or 4 blocks, get a freaking taxi.
Exactly. Yeah. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
When my dummy sister got married in Vegas on June 28th, and it was like 100. My shoes were melting because I didn't have good expense. I mean, I just had cheap shoes on. They were melting.
Yeah.
And it was terrible.
And how many, yeah, they didn't have the,
They didn't have the walkways back then either. So you had to wait for the lights and the cars.
The virtual wait. You're not even close to the cars anymore.
No.
There's walkways and barricades. And
yeah.
They take you up into casinos and then over the tops. And
now I think they even have those little shuttle trams that go from.
Yeah, there's one tram.
Yeah, this goes all over. So I haven't been there, but I need to go there again.
My daughter, the first year I brought my daughter out there to Vegas, she was underage. So we couldn't, no, I mean, it was a family thing. We had timeshare, whatever. But so we were staying at a timeshare all the way down by the Stratosphere.
Oh, so way
downtown, right?
Close to downtown, yeah.
Close to downtown. And I wanted to take her to the botanical gardens in the Bellagio.
Oh, yeah. Which are beautiful.
Because she was like 16. She couldn't go into any of the casinos because you have to be 21, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, well, let's go do the things that she can do, which was like the shops at Forum and the Bellagio, and then all the stuff on the strip. So I thought if we we took a taxi down to Bellagio.
Okay.
And we got off on Bellagio, and then I thought, we'll just kind of walk back.
Yeah.
And hit all the sites that we could on the way back.
Yeah.
Holy fucking Hannah. We were dead.
Oh, yeah.
We stopped at there's a fashion mall, which you didn't know. So we stopped in the fashion mall and paid $17.50 for a bottle of water.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because we couldn't go into any of the casinos. And then we, like another block, we were dead again, and there was a McDonald's, which I don't think is there anymore. And we stopped in there and got a soft drink. And then another block, it was Circus, which if it's still there, is it really still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then it was another block from there.
Yeah.
And we made it.
Oh.
But
it's terrible. I mean, it's really
we
long.
should have. We should have just gone to Bellagio and then Caesar's right next to it, and then taken a
and then not
cab back,
because you would have been exhausted. The bad thing too is like very few of them are. You can get in some of the older ones like Treasure Island, and they're closer to the sidewalk. So you think you're going to be like right there.
They're right there on this.
So you think you're going to
Treasure Island is right there on the sidewalk.
But by the time you get in, you have to walk because the shops are all the way back here, and then the casino part's over here.
They make it so that you have to walk through the casino to get to anything.
To anything, and it's it's
the shops at Caesar's though. There are a few entrances that you can get into the shops at Caesar's without going through the casino. However, most of it is through the casino.
They had an FAO Schwartz for the longest time, and then the big horse. And then
at Caesar's,
and the Aladdin had this great. I don't even think the Aladdin is still there anymore. I think
there's
something else.
There's an FAO Schwartz on the Strip right now. I mean, the last time I was out there was an FAO Schwartz.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but
like literally on the Strip.
Yeah, but before it was in Caesar's. So we haven't been there probably since 2012, 13, somewhere in that vicinity.
Oh yeah, the whole town has changed since then.
I'm sure. Yeah, everything's been blowed up and reborn.
Yeah.
And when first time we went, we stayed at the Sands,
which is not there anymore.
Which is, I think, where the Bellagio is. But the Flamingo was still there.
The Flamingo is still there too.
And that's one, I mean, I think that's one of the, like Fremont, it's like very iconic. It's like, because it's a Hilton.
I've stayed at the Flamingo.
Beth Ann got married at the Flamingo.
Rooms aren't that great, but there's a new pool up on the.
Oh, now that's kind of fun.
Women can go for free, but men have to pay. Not joking, guys. Not joking at all.
What do you guys think? Isn't that weird? It's kind of like, of course they want the women's bikini. So.
They're keeping at least they're trying to keep the creepy
guys out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the exchanges are happening.
It wasn't much, so it was like $10 or something. So I think the creepy guys, even if they wanted
to. Well, Vegas is not what it used to be. You used to be able to get those $5 buffets and now
you still can. You just got to know where to go.
You just got to know. Right.
You got to know. You just got to know.
Our favorite place to go was the Chocolate Factory Mars. It's not, the Mars companies own it, but it's not called the Mars Company. It's the head company, and they make the chocolate right outside the city.
FLM's.
That's it.
Yeah. FLM's chocolate and Cactus Farm.
That's it. And it is a cactus farm.
Yeah.
It really is. And so, we've always make sure we hit that. The M&M store was brand new or just coming when we went the last time.
Oh, the one right on the Strip.
And Star Trek was still at the Hilton.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So that's how long it's been, because you could go to the Star Trek.
I would rather go out to like Red Rock or the M, which is like, where the Las Vegas sign is?
Yeah.
From the Strip.
Right.
It's
way out
there.
Right.
Well,
the Tropicana was like the end.
The Strip.
The Tropicana was the end of the Strip for the longest time. That was like, and then they finally blew that one up. I don't know if they put a new Tropicana in or whatever, but I always expected an orange juice can to be in the center for some reason. I did. I just because everybody's, you identify with certain things. Like, I never want to go to Venice. Venice is not on my hit list. And everybody says, whoo, be careful when you go, because the canals and it's all falling apart. And people are like, well, you should see it just once. And I went to the Venetian. That's close enough. And I took a gondola ride in the Venetian.
And the Venetian.
So that's okay. And Morocco was never one of the places now I kind of want to go to Morocco. But Aladdin was like that. In the shopping area, they had the sky, and you'd get the clouds and the rain. You'd think you'd hear rain, and it was, then you'd heat. Well, and then the floors had sand and stuff on it and things. So you kind of like thought you were, and they had a camel that spit every once in a while, but it did spit into a pond. It didn't like spit at you like they do at Disney. So yeah, in the parade they have camels.
Yeah, Tori got really scared. I don't know if I've ever told you this, and she was like 9. And we went to Disney, and like the first ride we went on to was the Flintstones or whatever. You know, you get into a little, and she was totally fine. No, it was the Jetsons. Jetsons. And she was totally fine. I think this was MGM, so you've never been there because it's not Disney.
MGM is Disney.
Whatever. The next one we went on was Twister. And at the time, it was her favorite movie. So she was geeked out to go on to Twister. Yeah. Like, big time.
Yeah.
And you're standing behind like a horse hitching post.
Uh-huh.
And
there's a cow.
And there's
another cow.
There's like when you first get there, you can tell there's a screen in the back.
Right.
And then there's a bit of a stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like some hay bales. And then you're right behind this little hitching post. So and then all of a sudden the hay bales start
flopping around.
Yeah, flying around. Bits and pieces of the hay bale start going. Gosh. And, because the screen then turns into, there's a tornado coming right at you. And the stage was set up to look like a field.
Oh, my.
And yeah, there was a cow that flew
by,
of course,
cow.
And another cow. And the wind, it comes and it's hitting you. And so these little particles of hay are hitting you. Oh my God, my daughter was scared out of her ever-loving mind. Now, we also lived in Nebraska, so she knew all about tornadoes and everything. And my mother-in-law was there, and so she was freaked out. They're both like turned around backwards, trembling in fear. And we're like, it's a ride. Like Disney's not going to hurt you.
Right. Nobody is. Universal. Nobody does that sort of stuff. They are like Uber.
They were holding on to that hitching post for dear life. There's nothing.
Right.
You're not sitting in anything. You're just standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just standing there.
Yeah.
So,
I swear.
Yeah. And then it was tough to get her to go on to anything else after that. That was.
Well, this was in the parade. It was Aladdin riding on the camels. And I didn't know. And I'm like 5 or 6 people back. I mean, I'm in the back section. And I was just waiting I had my phone out to get pictures of the stormtroopers because they're at the end. And I thought, okay, I want the stormtroopers. And I'm just standing there, and all of a sudden I'm soaked. And it's not just a little spit. It's a big gush. They take a gun and shoot it out. And I'm just standing there going, I'm thinking a bird this is my first think, oh God, I'm covered in shit. And then I saw the other one spit, and I thought, you camel, that's not fair. And then I got mad. And this little kid was running after him because he wanted to get spit on.
Yes, Carrying the Queens is still on Fremont Street, downtown. Yeah.
That's how it is.
I don't think that's ever going to go away.
No, some of those things have to just
stay. Binions.
Some things I think what they should do is, and in some respects, it should be a UNESCO site because they're so famous.
It should be a national monument.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should make them, it's as big as the Grand Canyon. This thing has been here since,
Moby Dick was a
minnow.
Yeah.
The Rat Pack.
Rat Pack.
Yeah. I mean, they were up doing their thing and everything. So, I guess maybe I can get Mikey to go to Vegas or something with me. We'll have to do that. That would be.
There's a authentic Hawaiian buffet in one of the hotels on Fremont Street. It's worth going to.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I bet. That's probably the
it's one of them. It's one of them
that's they're probably cooking it in the back, back 40 there.
Yeah, it's one of them that's not bad priced.
Yeah,
as well. It's pretty good.
Well, it was always kind of cool because when you did land in the airport, you come over Vegas and it's like the Tropicana and then nothing and then mountains.
Right.
And now I think it was like maybe 1 or 2 streets deep like this way. And then it would widen because of the city. Mm-hmm. But it sort of ended out at the airport and they had plenty of space.
Oh, not anymore.
Not anymore.
No,
I guess it's just
go way past the airport.
Well, same thing going up to Michigan. I hadn't driven up there in quite a while, and it was the same situation. I didn't realize all this stuff had popped up, and I guess I wasn't paying attention when we went to Simply Sock because we drove up 69, and there was like 4 new buildings going up, and I'm thinking, when did that happen? And then you cross over, and it's got all these extra lanes and everything, and I didn't realize that, but Fort Wayne is one of the best places in Indiana to retire. It's a good retiree city. I guess it's very accessible.
So the crime has gone down?
I guess. I don't know. It wasn't so bad. Crime. And so anyway, last week we weren't here, but
we weren't.
I went up to Michigan for my great niece's graduation.
Yeah.
At the University of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Nice campus, beautiful area. They have their protests. I guess they have a tent city too.
Of course.
So we couldn't take anything into graduation. Nothing. Now, they did let people take flowers in, but that was about it. Nothing in your pockets, no umbrellas. Thank God it didn't rain because I would have been like, I'm bashing you over the head with this because I have my umbrella. I melt. I'm not standing out here in the, and there's lines going around the block because they put up half-assed sensors. Even the graduates had to go through these. And
yeah, I bet.
And so,
hey, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. So anyway, we went around to the other side. Some lady comes up, super nice and super security, and she said, and says to Gianni, she goes, he goes, and she might have overheard him. He goes, I'm going to take the stroller back to the car because they were told nothing could go in, and we were all going to carry a bottle and a diaper for little Sylvie to go in. So, but then she said, oh no, you can park it. We have a special station for strollers. So we went around to the other side, went up the ramp.
They wouldn't even
They didn't even check it. They didn't check us at all. I could have had my muscle burn totally finished. Here I'm sitting in this thing trying to behave myself. And my knees, I don't know how anybody tall. And you know me, I'm only 5 foot, right? And my knees are up to the necks because we were in the balcony and right here. And so they were like sitting there. I don't know how Todd actually sat down because he's like 6'3" and, hefty. So I don't even know how he made it. But I just sat there and played on my phone, read my book until it was time for Rachel to go across.
So you could have a phone, but you couldn't have.
Yeah, you could have your phone and you could have, but that was about it. They weren't letting you take anything else. And so you had to, and so I guess when the business school did it, that's what they did to the business school, maybe because there were more babies because this was nursing. So maybe they thought they had more moms. I don't know. Maybe it was the year of, they drank the water, which I did not have a single drop of water the entire time I was in Ann Arbor because I didn't want to have that happen. And
I think you're fine.
Well past, but that'd be my luck. You know what I'm saying? That would be it. One time in 40 years, and then I'd get pregnant at 70. So it would be like the coolest, dumbest thing I ever did.
No, I think
I'm okay too.
I think you're fine.
No, but I keep telling him it could happen, so stay away. No, I think I'm ovulating. Can't do it tonight. No big deal.
You are not ovulating.
Yeah.
Tracy wants to know what I'm knitting on. I can tell you what I'm knitting with, and I can tell you how I'm knitting it, but I can't give you a pattern because it's
but she can explain it.
I can explain it. It's super easy. So at any rate, this is Expression Fiber Arts, and it is her Nirvana, and it is colorway.
May not be around anymore, but
yeah, it may not be around.
Her Nirvana is really nice, just like her pearlescent fingering.
Yeah, this is silk pearlescent fingering. And lot number 226968. Sorry, no name. But it's color. It's cool. It's cool. Just multicolored.
It's got teals and greens and a little bit of brown, and a little bit of blue and purple. It's pink. Just one of those multicolors.
And then this, I think, is just undyed. There's no tag. I didn't have a tag. It's just undyed. I'm gonna say superwash. Okay.
But I think it almost feels acrylic.
It might be. I don't know.
Whatever.
I can't tell.
So,
and I know I could do a lighter test on it, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to, I don't care. So I kind of got the little inspiration on this bad boy from doing the shadow shawl, which she's doing.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It's a 4-row repeat.
Yes.
So you do 2 rows in one color, and then you switch and you do another 2 rows, but every 4th row you purl.
Right.
So you do 3 rows of knit, 1 row of purl.
Right.
2 rows in one color, 2 rows in the next color. So one color you're always purling your way back, and the other color you're always just knitting. Which is exactly how the shadow shawl is written for a 2-color, and it looks kind of like a fake little brioche.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so I took that concept and put it into my orgasm wrap that I did. Mm-hmm. So I tried to do it with the
modified I-cord.
With an I-cord edge.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. No matter what I did, it didn't work so well. So this is just knit 1, and then you knit front and back, knit across till you're 2 from the end, then you knit front and back while you're on the increase. And then
when you get to the
part where you want to decrease, like this over here, so I'm decreasing here, right?
Yeah.
So then you knit 2 together on this side for your second stitch, and you're still increasing on this side.
Yeah.
So it's a bias scarf going up.
Bias scarf.
I'm still in the middle of this row, so I'll show you what it looks like.
It's a cool idea because it's going to be more of a scarf type wrap.
Yeah.
Versus mine being.
Hers is a triangle.
It's a triangle, but mine's
traditional.
Right, because I had the shawl ball from Brenda and Heather.
Yep.
Hello, darkness. And yes, I realize this is black and not brown. Okay. But it's kind of a brown black. Well, no, this is really more black. Okay, fine. Mine was colorblind. I was having trouble with my eyes maybe that week. So that's why I thought it was kind of a brown black.
It's okay. I corrected you.
Yeah. And Heather corrected
and then Heather corrected you too.
And then I told Marcia, I said, when you're going to Greencastle, tell Heather she was right. Of course she's right.
She knew she was right.
So anyway, so this is a cool idea because then you can make it as long as you want. This would also be great for any fiddle bits if you picked a color or anything like that. It's one of those.
This would be great if you had, a solid.
Sure.
And then use the second one as fiddle bits.
Right, fiddle bits.
That
would be awesome. So fun. Just something to kind of give you a little bit of a different look, but yet, if you don't, because the rectangle type wraps are so nice to do the wrapping around.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but a triangle shawl to me is either front or back. Yeah. Some people can wear them on the shoulders and they look really good, like Marcia. She can wear anything well. Sharon,
Stephen West.
Yeah, Stephen West. But his stuff is all big. He goes very big because he's a big guy.
He's a big guy. He needs big things.
He needs that sort of stuff. So, so this one's going to end up being quite a bit bigger than what I think. But it was a shawl ball from Brenda and Heather. So this is the same situation. I just didn't do colors. Now the pattern calls on make one left, make one right, or a yarn over, one or the other, I can't remember. But I did a front and back on both sides so I wouldn't get the whole.
Right.
So you wouldn't get the single stitch down the center. I find I can't get that block straight no matter what I do. It looks good, and then something shifts and I've got a little crink in it and it just stays. I can never get it out no matter what I do. Yeah. So I've been known to have issues with blocking. So.
I have a confession. I haven't even blocked my pink and gray one yet. So I haven't done the black edging on it.
Oh,
my shadow shawl.
You'll get there at some point, or, who knows?
Tracy says we should talk. We should take the cruise that the Grocery Girls are doing. They're coming to Sydney in September.
Oh, really?
Holland, America.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Holland, America isn't one of my hangouts. Gail hasn't been in that casino, so I don't know. Have to make sure, check it out and see it. That's a Carnival ship. I wonder if it crosses over. Celebrity crosses over, but I don't know if.
Can you read what Heather wrote?
What Heather wrote? Heather, you Pippi. There is brown in where the gold. Yeah, I know, but the black on the bottom. I know. I'm not back on the block again, guys. I'm up to the knit part at the edge. It's just the lighting in my house.
Heather, I love you.
She keeps me on the straight and narrow.
This is Heather from Brenda and Heather.
Yeah.
In case you guys don't know.
She's just, I know I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be at Hoosier Hills. So look out, Heather. Watch your back. You never know. So, because I want to have it done. So I thought I could always take it, Heather, take it with on to Hoosier Hills, which is next weekend.
Give it to them so they can display it.
They could display it. That'd be a good idea. How about that? Would you like to display it? No, you wouldn't. She's like, get the hell out of here. I don't know these people. Anyway.
It's a New England, Canada cruise is what Miss Tracy says.
Oh.
And I'm sure you wouldn't mind if I brought you some stitch markers, right?
That would be amazing, right, Tracy? Woo-hoo. I always carry extra, so if you're ever on a cruise with me, if you see me.
Yeah, I usually supply her with a few extra.
I usually take a few extra with just so I can pass it out on the cards and things like that. So, but back to graduation. It was fun. It was long. It was typical. And Rachel's down in the front and she gets her little degree, and she's not a huggy person. She doesn't like to be touched. And of course, everybody's hugging this poor kid. And you can just see her by the third hug. She's over there going, I'm leaving. Well, then, of course, Sylvie did so good. She's born in October, 7 months? Yeah, right around 7 months. And she did really good until all the clapping came and the hurrahs and
then it was too much.
Then it was too much. So at one point it got quiet and some other kid set out a scream. So Rachel then turned to her people and said, I think that's mine. I better go. So we got out the last part of the graduation. We just all kind of up and went out the back and headed out our own little way.
Sometimes when one screams, then all of them, it's like a call to action.
It is.
It's like everybody has
gotta go. Gotta think. And you can hear
like
no matter how noisy that atrium was when we were walking in with everybody, people talking and stuff, you could hear a kid scream no matter what.
Yeah.
So, but she did really, really well. I was very impressed with her.
Okay, I got through that row.
There you go.
So this is what it's like. You guys can see. This is the bottom.
This is the bottom, and this is how she's working up. See?
Yeah. So.
And the thing is what's nice with this too is you can get your timing. So you'll know.
Yeah, I know exactly how long it takes for me to get
this is
one row
getting
done.
To the point where I'm like, oh my God, I can't even get a group of stitches done in one evening. But that's okay. It's going to be a good size. Even wear my darkness shirt. Hello, darkness, my old friend shirt. See? And sorry to say, you didn't have Eclipse stitch markers, but I did order them off of Etsy. I'm going to put them on my scarf.
I had something that
you did.
But
not quite. No, this was actually with the thing, and I thought I would run them down the center so that it would show the fullness and things like that. So that's what I was going to do with that. However, in Ann Arbor is a wonderful yarn shop called Spun, S-P-U-N. And they have it's huge, big, uber well laid out, uber great signage over everything. It's a beautiful shop, really well done. And of course, I had to get online and check things out. So they sell this Michigan stock. It's a Michigan yarn, and it's called Vesper Sock Yarn, and it's 80/20. This is called Dye-Lot 1-24, but it's Technicolor, color. I'm not from the East Coast. Color Lava Flow. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Now it's not, you're not really seeing it, but very Halloweenish if you think about it.
It's
because
orange
and purples and black and
red.
You know, it's really pretty cool. This one, I bought 2 of these. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I had to have it because it was just so cool. Then I went around the corner and I found one tiny little skein from the old rusted chair. And I thought, this is totally meant for my great niece, as well as maybe for us. The name of it is, Let Me Tell You About My Uterus. Now, I'm constantly telling you guys about my boobs, but I never talk about my uterus because it's all shriveled up and not even functional. So, and actually,
it's shoe leather now.
Actually, 2 CAT scans have said it's been surgically removed. Oh my God. And I said to my gynae, I said, it's
Did
not.
y'all remove it?
I said,
and not tell me?
Yeah. And she goes, no, I felt it. It's very little, but it's there. And I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, anyway, she is an OB nurse. She's a nurse practitioner. So I thought this would be kind of fun to have, to make her something she could keep in the office. Let me tell you about my uterus, you know. And she even had an ectopic pregnancy. So that essentially.
Oh, really? Let me tell you about my uterus.
This has got a lot of yellows and oranges, a little pink and purple in there and stuff. So, which is really fun. They only had 1 skein of this, but I thought that was like so perfect. God, we got to have that on the show. You know, let me tell you about my uterus. You know.
Oh my gosh.
So funny. And then Colleen, I'm telling you, you're such an enabler, but I'm so glad I listened to you. Freckled Whimsy had their Halloween Advent type thing out. And this is number 1, 12 stripe repeat, the Halloween, halfway to haunts. And this is so Halloween. Look at this.
Yeah.
And it
orange,
came with the
purple, green, black.
This is like the beginning of whatever Halloween should be. So,
yeah.
And again, this is purple, not blue. It's just the way it's coming across. Total dark purple. It's so fun. I mean, it's just great. So this came and they just started it. So this is the first one. 460 yards. That's good.
That's
plus a little one for the sock. So that'll be really fun.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what I'm going to do, but that's nothing new.
Yeah, right.
Right.
You should have like a Halloween bin.
Well, yeah, but that would mean I'd have to lay all the yarn out to find it wherever it is, because we
just start a new one and call it the Halloween.
Oh yeah,
bin.
I think that's a good idea. I'll do that upstairs. I can do that. This is the Halloween drawer, so anytime when I go into a drawer, I can clean it out.
Yeah,
and put it all in there. Because the last time I kind of put it together, I pulled out all my Brenda and Heather, and they're in one box. And Expression Fiber Arts, she's got another box. Because I love her yarn, and
I love the feel and look of this yarn. This is Expression Fiber Arts, but I can tell you right now, I don't like working with it.
No,
it splits.
It does split,
but it's gorgeous.
Yes,
here,
and it drapes beautifully in a shawl. It really does.
It's just not my favorite.
It's
splitty.
Yeah,
it's splitty.
But this. I've used this and with the Prim needles, you're fine.
Yeah, it's better.
Right. It does work pretty good with the Prim needles. But I don't have all
I use Chagoo. I don't have all metal ones.
Well, and I went looking yesterday afternoon. I haven't put them all together because all my needles are just wherever.
Mhm.
It's quick enough to get it on Amazon, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I can get it the next day.
Amazon.
So
It's terrible.
I can get it there the next day. So,
Oh,
but this is getting to be a problem. I actually put a white towel because
because you can't see.
I can't see with that. Well, here you've got good lighting, so it's not so bad. But yeah, you can't always see where you're going because it's dark needle with dark thread, and
That's why you.
I usually have dark pants.
You
on.
can't use these because they go
No.
swinging right off of them.
Exactly. You would think that the metal would be better for me, but not when I get too tight and I'm doing this. It just kind of, and then for some reason it just, and then because it's all scrunched here, all nice and tight, and when I go to do a stitch, it just goes
swing
like a spring,
like a slinky.
Yeah, so I don't use the metal, but my flexi flips I do use with metal, but they fall through quite often, and I'm like, son of a goddamn it, I can, I sound like my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She starts cussing like a sailor.
GDMF is one of her favorites. So figure it out yourself.
In case you guys need some little cute boba stitch markers.
Kitties drinking out of a cup. Look at that with their own little straw. Look at the face. You have to see this little face on here. Look at.
Yeah. In case you need those, they're up and available.
Aren't they cute? Anybody who's a cat mom should have these. These are adorable.
Advent stitch markers are up and available.
Yes, these are the cutest little things ever. Oh, and then if you got a farm.
These are not up just yet, but they will be shortly.
So I can talk about them and not have to keep my mouth shut.
You can talk about them.
Look at these little piggies.
I'm not sure if I need to name them. Like
they're really bright colors, and there's a yellow, pink.
Not bright,
but a little better than pastel, I would say.
Yeah.
So those are kind of fun. Those would be great stitching type markers.
I had to put up some new rings, so these are red, pearlescent, and green on gold rings.
Oh,
so
cool!
Those are up.
Merry
and Bright.
Merry and Bright. So you said it's never too early to get these things together.
And that's a limited. Remember. That's a limited.
Okay.
I only have so many. Okay. So when they're gone, they're gone. They're gone.
They're gone. They're going to be gone. Not going to see them. Not going to hear about them. They're going to be gone. See, so they're gone. That's it. They're gone.
Right.
And another interesting thing happened in my house this week. After almost 3 years, a piece of trim got put up on my back door.
Finally.
Finally.
She had to threaten.
Oh, I did.
Underwear on the front yard.
Yeah. And he knew I was dead serious. He knew at that moment it was going to get done this week. And
or she was going to be moving into my spare bedroom.
Exactly. And he was on his own and just, with your underwear strewn across. Then I'm going to take the lawnmower and go over it. So it's shattered all over the place.
So that he'd have to order that Amazon next day thing.
Next day delivery, and he'd have to go commando at least one day because he wouldn't have any. So I'm telling you. But he did fix it. So I finally have a piece of my trim on there. And
hot, I say.
I was so angry, guys. Knowing it, and he knew it. He knows when I hit that one moment that you don't cross over. As my father would call my mother the wild Hungarian. And when my mom would hit that part, it would be, and we weren't into, now everything would be, she would be WH. And it'd be like, you'd come in the house, watch it, mom's WH. Well, back in those days, it was all wild Hungarian, And so even my dad would warn us. So you knew things were really bad when my father would warn us, because usually he liked to see us getting little tuffles. He thought that was always good for our characters to be able to argue and debate and everything.
Well, so it is good to be able to debate.
Well, it is good to a point, but I mean, he did it intentionally. He'd poke the bear right at the dining table.
Sometimes you don't want to poke the hornet's nest if you know it's full of hornets.
Yeah, and he'd go to bed, and my mom's stuck dealing with 4 kids throwing food at each other, and then we'd have to clean up the kitchen, and then of course we didn't clean it up that great because we didn't see 3/4 of it, so poor mom had to clean it up afterwards. So and it was just a strange little thing, but Mikey knew Yeah, that wild Hungarian came out of me. And so, but I have a brand new piece of trim all the way down to the floor and a new vent. And he painted a quarter of the wall from the door over. Because when we put in the new doors, there's like a quarter of an inch difference in the trim. And so you could see where all the paint was.
That's the engineer in him coming out.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. Because he had to take off like 1/8 of an inch of the baseboard.
Yeah.
To get it all the way to the floor.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't you just take 1/8 of an inch off of the trim? It would have been a lot easier because you could done that instead of lying on the floor and taking a saw and going like this and not cutting my floor. I didn't stay and watch.
Well, it's like Jamie and our screen door.
Yeah.
We've had, a few too many feet go through and whatnot. So he has begrudgingly become the fix the screen in the screen door person. And it's a kit. You go to Lowe's and you buy this kit. It's the screen and then this rubber thing that you have to put in. And then you have to push this rubber thing in with a special tool and then you have to cut it off. Mm-hmm. So he's out there. It's my 6'4", linebacker husband out in like July on the deck with the screen door on the floor. And he's got this thing and he's sweating bullets. I mean, he's drenched and he gets it all in the thing. And then he cuts it off, gets it all put back up on the thing. And I go, why did you cut through the screen? He cut it so close that he cut through. So like there's lots of little spaces around the whole outside of the screen that have holes in it because he cut like right through. I'm like, you can leave a little bit of screen out there. Yeah. Just,
it's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
He's like, ugh. And that's, been that way for like 2 years. So I can't really have the screen open if I don't want bugs in my house because they'll just come through.
Right. They do. They find their way in. Well, and Mikey was real proud because we have one of those magnet ones that you put on the door so the dog can go in and out.
Yeah.
We don't have a screen door in the back, but you can put this thing. Well, the door is metal. So the dog goes through it and it opens parts and then that side with the
it stays open.
Open there. And so I even told him when we had the last one last year, we didn't have one. But this year he put it up. I said, make sure you put it up backwards so that the magnet, when it goes to the other side, not to the door side. And he didn't listen to me. So, of course. And the only reason I really got upset, guys, is because he had the piece of trim leaning against the wall. The only reason the trim came off is because we had a new alarm system put in and they had to put a sensor. So they had to get that off. Being an older house, they have to adapt.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
And the dog came in and his tail knocked it and it hit me in the head. And that's when I said, enough is enough. You've got to get this fixed. You have a week to do it. And that's it. I mean it. And then top it up, he's going up to see his sister. Yeah. Take her to the hospital 2 days before we go on vacation. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to say anything, but I did say anything.
Where is it that you're going this time?
Bermuda.
Yes.
We leave on Saturday the 18th. We sail out of Cape Liberty, New Jersey. And we sail for 2 days. So they don't go really fast. They just sort of kind of float across the water. They kind of float across there. Yeah, because it takes 2 days to get there. And then, so Wednesday we're there, we dock. And then Wednesday night, we spend the night. And we're going to a town fair. Okay. And take the boat across. It's like a smiley face, the lips. And it goes across the bay so you don't get stuck in traffic. And then Thursday, we are renting a micro car and we're going to drive around the island.
Now, Mikey's
tiny.
She's teeny tiny, but Mikey's 6 foot.
6 foot. Yeah, right around 6 foot now. He's shrunk a little bit. Yeah, he's 6 foot and kind of hefty. He's a football look. So he's going to be in the front and you kind of sit. You don't sit side by side. You kind of sit front and back, so that you're kind of, he's going to have
You're off center.
Yeah, so that I guess, because this thing is really small. And then Thursday, we're just going to kind of hang at the dock and maybe take all of the shuttle boats, because they go back and forth to the city and then they go around, and we're just going to play tourists and do things like that on Thursday. But and then they sail back in one day.
Right.
And then we dock the following, the 26th. So I'll be gone 2 Sundays. So we get back into Indy at race day, on race day. But we get in after the race, and everybody will be leaving. So traffic will be going to the airport, and we'll be coming away from the airport. So, and the track will be empty. So, because he was all concerned in the morning to go to the airport, I said, no, the race is the 26th. We will be coming home from the airport
on the 26th,
because he was thinking we needed to leave earlier because of the race traffic.
No.
And I said, no, not on the 18th. I think there's probably something going on the track on the 18th. I don't know. Colleen would know. She's our race people person.
Right.
Yesterday they had the Formula something. I don't know how long it is, but it was a Formula One race. It was yesterday. You could hear him screaming out there when the wind sort of died down.
Yeah,
you can hear.
I can. I'm a little too far away.
Yeah, a little bit. And well, you'd think I was, because I'm at 7.
Yeah,
but you can hear it. I think it's just the way the rotation of the Earth is, or whatever they have. Sort of thing. So, or
maybe it was just 2 or 3 houses down. They had it blaring over their radio, or
could be, or something like that.
Whatever.
But I don't know. It's one of those sort of things. So. All I know is I couldn't talk about it because my brother taped it and he wanted to watch it at the end. So, because he usually does that. I said, he even said that. He's like, oh, when are you guys back? I said, you have to pick the dog up on the 26th, because he saves the dog from the kennel.
Yeah.
Because he's his BFF.
He rescues. Yeah.
Yeah, he rescues. He's always has since the day we got him. First time we boarded him, the whole bit. Pete's gone and picked him up. Yeah. And so it's sort of like he's so proud of himself when we come home. Look. I'm in the house. I'm not in the shelter. I'm already here. Hey, you can't get rid of me. Look at me. I'm here.
Pete's always going to come get me.
He does. Because I think he's fine for a couple of days. And then it's like, BFF, hear me. BFF, hear me. You know? And so Petey's like, oh, great. He said, I won't have to hear you tell me who won. Because I always say it. I didn't, even though he tells me not to,
Yeah, you do anyway.
I'm usually knitting on Sunday afternoons, but it's on because it's on the radio.
This is why I can't show you what all of the stitch markers in the advent calendar are.
But I think you should show me, because I'm not going to be here that much.
That's true. She's not going to.
I am going for 2 Sundays, and I'm here for a couple of Sundays, and then we leave again for Europe.
I may have a Carly or a Colleen here in the off days, but just. Hit the subscribe button and you'll know. Yeah.
Because I was looking up the Iceland side of it, right? Because I wanted to make sure. Yeah. I'm going to have to pack winter clothes. The highs up there it's windy. Oh, and in the one city in June, the humidity is so much better than the rest of the year. Its average is 70%.
Yeah.
55 degrees. It's going to be colder than hell. And windy.
Oh, wow.
I know, but I'll love it. So it won't make any difference. So, yeah, that's that one. And so, and then we do back to back, and then I'll be back in July. Then August, I'm gone. Then October, I'm gone.
Yeah, she's gone a lot.
I'm going to be gone. It's almost as many. It turned out to be almost as many. At first, it wasn't. I only have 3 scheduled for next year. Only 3.
Only 3.
So far.
So that's what you did for this year, last year. You're like, I only got 2 scheduled for next year.
Right, it was.
And then,
it was the one
Shanghai.
Yeah, and then going to Singapore was like the next one. And then all of a sudden the middle one came up. And then Gail.
And then Mikey's like, wah, I want to do one. And then you're like, okay, you want to do Bermuda?
Yeah,
okay.
He'll do Bermuda. Well, so... Yeah, I'm trying to talk him doing something every few months. So, but that's not working too well. He's too much of a homebody. So, but that's okay. I get more done with Gail's around. But the thing about Bermuda is everything's open on the ship. So you still have the casino to go and play in, and you still have all the restaurants and the shops on the ship, they're all open. So you can still stay on the ship and do everything that you normally would do on a sea day. It's just that you're docked. That's all. So it's still going to be kind of fun. I told Gail if I really like it, she may have to do it with me. I may have to take her. So we'll see. And then we told my younger sister that we're going back to Hawaii in January. And she's like, why, you were just there. I said, it's the best cruise ever. It's 4.5 sea days to get there. You don't have to do anything when you're in Hawaii. You can just get off and rent a car and do a drive. I mean, Enterprise meets them. I saw somebody get in an Enterprise car. They picked them up right at the dock, right outside the gate. And
that's
they picked
totally
them up.
what I would do in Hawaii.
And then they just drove out to one of their favorite places because they go quite a bit, and then come back, and then you get 4.5 days back to Mexico, and then next thing you know, you're back in Long Beach. It's a wonderful trip, and you get all this time on the sea. So it's almost like coming from Singapore. Yeah. Oh, I was reading about Singapore. Can't wait. It's beautiful, but do they have a lot of rules? You can't chew gum. You can't. No. You can't. Do this.
I was watching a thing where they don't. Is it Singapore? You
can't wear camo in Singapore.
No.
And they don't care for animal print either. They don't arrest you for that, but they just warn you that you attract attention that way.
Right.
But you actually really don't even need to leave the damn airport. There's like 3 hotels in the airport. There's a botanical gardens. There's every restaurant there is. There's a park. There's all this stuff that's right there in Singapore. So
yeah, I think it was Singapore, but they don't even have, how like our big cities have huge waste management.
Yeah.
And the huge landfills. They don't there. They burn all of their garbage.
Right.
And it's all burnt underground, and it goes through carbon things, and and the air that comes out of burning it is completely clean.
Yeah.
And the carbon that they pull out of the smoke and everything that is burned is turned into like these pellets that they're creating new land masses with.
Yeah, they are. And they do like in Australia, they have the rainwater is collected and off the building is drained into, it doesn't go into the ocean. It goes towards into the land side of it, so that you don't get that desalination type, too much.
Well, I mean,
when they do get the rain.
It's not hard to desalinate.
Yeah, it's not. Nobody's doing it, and they should.
They should.
But whatever.
It'll get to that point.
We'll get there at some point.
But we're not yet.
We're not there yet.
Not for the most part. There are some places that have to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do. They have no choice. Like the same thing when I think the Azores and Madeira, a lot of the rocks in the ocean, they do it because of that. So, but anyway. So yes, I'll be in Bermuda. Microcar. I'll send Sue a picture of us in the microcar. She can kind of post it for you. So I'll let you know.
Yeah, do send us a photo of the microcar. You have to do that.
I gotta do that.
They always love it when I post pictures of your shenanigans on your things.
And the
on
funny
Instagram.
thing is somebody told me that too. They said when they pull in the first day, it's like any other sea day, that everybody's rip-roaring and ready to get off port day to do their excursions. But you notice that everybody kind of gets back because they come back for lunch.
Yeah.
And then they go out again. So the ship is empty because they're all on an excursion. It's not empty, but very much less.
Yeah.
And then
3/4 are gone.
Yeah. And then they all come back for lunch because it's expensive. And then they all go out again. I guess dinner's not so much because people do come and go for
dinner.
Splurge
for dinner.
Yeah, that's what I think. Or they go to a club or something like that. And he said, but it's just one of the funniest things. Or they
eat super heavy at lunchtime so they don't eat lunch
they just sort of get street food or something like that. So yeah, a friend of mine actually said, get up on the second day, watch it. She said at 7:00 in the morning, the place will be packed. Usually it's 9:00 or so. And she goes, I don't know. And then look out the window. It's like the day you got there, the first day you're in port. Everybody just rushes right out. And then about 11:45, go down and look out again. And you see this mob of people coming back as if the ship was getting, they're honking the horn that they're getting ready to leave. And so I think that's going to be kind of hysterical. Can't wait to see that. So that'll be kind of fun. Mikey's looking forward to having, we've never stayed on the ship when I've had him. We've always done something, gotten off or walked around or whatever. But on Thursday, we're just planning on staying at the dock. But he wants to be able to smoke his cigar in the front all by himself. And I said, well, you might be able to do that. I won't sit with you because I don't like your cigar smoke, so whatever. But I did find a cigar shop in Bermuda for him. So
well, there you go.
I didn't look for a yarn shop yet. I don't think they have one, but of course I have to find one. There's one in Mexico and Puerto Rico. Yeah, we went on that one cruise. Yeah. He's like, well, Lisa, I don't have to go into yarn shops. What do you call this? It was a craft store, but they did have yarn.
They had yarn. So
and he's like, only you. I said, but I promise the next 2 stops we won't get anywhere because I looked ahead. I knew this one was there. I took us and he goes, let's go this street. And I said, no, I want to go down there. It looks like there's more stuff. And it really wasn't. But I just said that because I knew that was the street I was going to. So yeah, I kind of just snitched one. But anyway. So I hope you all have a super happy Mother's Day. Yeah. You deserve it. Anybody doing anything super special?
I'm making dinner for my mother-in-law.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she already called you in case you forget.
No, my daughter called me.
Yeah, but I mean, she already called you. So you've already got.
Yeah, I've already got my Mother's Day gift, my pre-3-day early.
My dog gave me my cards this morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
That
so
was
I had
nice.
my tater dogs.
Yeah.
My tater tot, my little guy, he gave me his things. I said, what? No presents? Mikey goes, we're going on a cruise. I said, oh, yeah, that's right. We're going on a cruise. So. Well, and the ring that I bought that had to get fixed, I'm paranoid to wear it. Just absolutely paranoid to wear it. And I did wear it to graduation, but the constant time I was looking, making sure every time I banged my hand and moved it, I thought for sure it was going to go flying across the stadium. And I said, I think we're going to go ahead and trade it in because it's worth half. It's doubled. So what I paid for it double it. That's what you can get. So I said, I think I'm going to trade it in, but I figured I better have him with me since he sort of okie dokied it. So I'm going to do a little shopping there too. You never know. This way I figure we can, even though Bermuda is expensive, I can look at what Effie has on the ground there and say, I saw this in the shop, but you don't have it. Would that count? Then they can just buzz over and get it for me and I have what I want. So anyhow, so that was my stuff, and I'm gonna miss
That's your
you
stuff.
all.
Oh, you're gonna have fun.
I'm looking forward to it, and
yeah,
I think it'll be great. So I just have to get this one on another one.
Yeah,
we'll work on it. We'll have to see what we can do.
Yeah,
have to get you on it. One was sea days, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But you guys liked being, when you were in Alaska, a couple of the days you didn't.
We had a couple of sea days on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys didn't do a lot. You got off and just did a little shopping, but then you went back to the ship. So then it was like,
I know, I'm totally fine with being on the ship.
It really is because it's quiet and nobody.
I don't need sandy beaches.
No, I don't either. I'm not one of those. Yeah, these thunder thighs they're not thunder thighs anymore, but they're still wiggly jiggly and they look like somebody who's 97. So I don't, they don't get exposed to too much light as it is. So anyway, but that's the point. So you guys have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you all in a couple of weeks. And remember,
3 weeks.
26th is the Indy 500. So think of us when you're hearing that.
Yeah.
We won't. I won't be there. She won't be there.
No,
but Colleen
will be there. I'm sure
so,
she has tickets.
She goes all the time. Tickets. I bet they were at the Formula One yesterday.
Probably.
Yeah. So she was probably. It's a nightmare getting in and out, but it's really kind of a fun thing to do. Everybody should do it once. Not you.
I heard. Oh, the Formula One.
Yeah.
No, I mean I did the Indy 5, so I did that once. It's fine with me. So hit the button so we can go.
Oh yeah, wait. I wanted to read what people were saying.
You can read that afterwards. We've read most of them during the thing.
Oh, Heather's like, would have to be in the mood. Okay, Heather's like, Hoosier Hills is in a couple weeks. Don't rush her.
Yeah.
She probably got tons of stuff to do. I wouldn't know. I don't know. And Carly's selling her bags, Indiana bags. She made bags for the one yarn truck there.
They're for the yarn trucks.
Like she showed you the Indiana
boxes.
Yeah, Indiana. So make sure you go in and check it out, and so that you can maybe get one of Carly's.
Yarn
Naughty
truck.
Girl. That's her name. So, but she's really a nice person. She's not naughty. All right. Bye, everybody.
Not a touchscreen.
Oh, fuck. I forgot. It's been a while since I've been here.
Bye, guys.